Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene, a flash update, October 15, 2025. Time in Texas, about 2 p.m. And thanks for like and subscribe. We have this going on in the tropics. We still have in mid-Atlantic a tropical storm, Lorenzo, still predicted to turn east away from the U.S. It's currently at 40 miles per hour, pressure at 1005, moving northwest at 14 miles per hour. We have from Space Weather, NASA's website. We also have from YouTube Space Weather, formerly Suspicious Observers. We have incoming to the Earth 3 small CMEs plus the impact of the solar wind that is to produce in the next 24 to 48 hours. Geomagnetic storms, possibly up to a 3 or a 4. KP index 4 to a 7 or 8. And that would mean we would likely see auroras down to the middle of the U.S. So that's incoming, along with comets, Swan and Lemon, and then the interstellar object now recognized by the majority of the world as being a spacecraft under intelligent control, a mothership surrounded by security cylinder type vehicles, it's now believed, all shimmering. We have the Atlas 3I, the 2 comets, and so on, now all surrounded by a green light, correlating to the Nostradamus prediction of space objects, green space objects coming in 2025 as a portender of war on the horizon. And now what do we see this afternoon? We see President Trump and the Department of War okaying tomahawks to Ukraine. Now, we don't have the details on the last we heard, if the tomahawks were okayed, that would mean that NATO or the European Union is going to buy the tomahawks from the U.S. The U.S. would ship the tomahawks to Europe, and Europe somehow would get them to Ukraine. But that doesn't explain how the tomahawks then could be launched from Ukraine when it's well known among global military analysts that the tomahawks cannot be launched without the U.S. military involved. So that's going on. We have this going on this afternoon, about 1 hour ago. We have the U.S., we've got South America, Venezuela. We know this has had the potential to go hot for a while. There are now 3 U.S. B-52s right on the coastline of Venezuela. This happened in the last hour. Venezuela has scrambled F-16s. The 3 B-52s are about 300 to 500 kilometers from the waters of Venezuela, which is about 186 to 311 miles. Nothing for a B-52. They could cover that in several minutes. So we see this going on in the last hour. And we have this also in the last hour. We have the plane that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is on. So he's on a plane going to the UK part of the UK we know as Scotland, Ireland, Wales. Right about in this area, south of Ireland, about 30 minutes ago, the C-32A plane that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is on is squawking 7700, which is an emergency call. We don't have any more details on what's going on there. And we do have this Prometheus update, a historic event in the world, peace in Israel, the release of the Israeli hostages brought about solely by President God, President Trump, and America. And we had a meeting of Middle Eastern leaders, during which the Pakistani leader Sharif spoke very highly of President Trump, saluting President Trump and stating that he did not believe this could have occurred without President Trump, who did all this without the involvement of the UN, NATO, the EU, nor any other European nation. God, President Trump, and America have prevailed, it appears, in bringing about an historic Israeli peace. So it's good to be in prayer for America, President Trump, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.